to 800 and something naira, from the NNPC. And of course, for independent marketers, you can expect to buy it for nothing less than 1,000 naira. In some places, in some states in Nigeria, it's gone up to around 1,500 naira. It's really sad that we find ourselves in this situation. And I guess that's why my colleague this morning, I understand she struggled in, Miriam Usman. Good morning, Miriam.
Good morning, Gilda.
All right, it's good to see you on this program this morning. And yeah.
I don't know, it's really a sad situation out there. Not a lot of people are working because of this petrol issue. And the question is, for how long will this continue? There's been a lot of challenges in terms of movement.
Yeah.
It is very important for our everyday lives. It's really an issue.
All right, an issue. And but of course for us here, the basic issue for us is to run this program. And so we'll start with, as we go into in the news, we'll start with this one. 2 days after it cried out that the burden of petrol price has pushed it to into over $6 billion debt, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Limited on Tuesday morning increased its pump price of fuel from 617 naira per litre to 897 naira per litre. This is an increase of over 45%. Checks at NNPC retail stations in Abuja reflected the new fuel price. NNPCL Chief Communications Officer, Mr. Olufemi Shuneye, however, denied the increase, saying he was not aware of any price increase. Okay, denial, but then the reality is that the pump price has jumped up. In some stations here in Abeokuta, they're already beginning to sell for close to 1,000 naira, 990 naira at one station very close to us here. Well, it is what it is.
The way this price just went up from 600 and how
17
much?
naira.
It went to
897.
Nah, that was too much. But then again, the questions are so many questions, and we don't know who to give these answers. We move now to the Nigerian Labour Congress. NLC has said that the recent hike in petrol pump price is both traumatic and nightmarish. The NLC said that it felt betrayed by the federal government following the agreement they reached during the minimum wage negotiation, where Labour accepted 70,000 naira instead of its demand of 250,000, so that there will not be any further increase. In a statement by the NLC President, Comrade Joe Ajaero, the Labour movement called for reversal of the latest increase in the pump of premium motor spirits, PMS, across the country.
Okay, NLC. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. What we always dread most is for NLC to go on strike. But this could just be it, because this is really becoming extremely unbearable for Nigerians. I don't know how much it's going to cost now for a drop, a taxi drop in Abeokuta.
I really don't want to talk about that right now because the hike is much,
very
much.
Yeah, big so you have all the money. So, okay, from there to this one, President Bola Tinubu has said his administration remained committed to sustainable growth through the effective implementation of ongoing economic reforms. The president remarked at a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, China. The president believed that President Xi has demonstrably reformed the Chinese economy, and the reform program in Nigeria is on a similar course. Tinubu said trading and investment partners will have easy access to bring in their investments and seamlessly take their resources out. Okay, Tinubu in China, bilateral ties, between Nigeria and China. The Chinese are dominating the world. They are everywhere. They are also in Nigeria, so you can't ignore them.
Well, someone said, funnily, a few days ago that the way this relationship is going with China and Nigeria, we might just be given free citizenship in that country. And
do you want to go to China?
Of course. The People's Republic of China is a great place.
I don't want to go to China.
Why not?
I don't want to go to a place where I can't access Nigerian food.
They might be, you could find some Nigerians there, and anywhere you find them, the rest of the
I don't know. That's for me. I don't think life in China is...
I understand. You don't want to eat with sticks.
I don't want. I love my amala with my hands.
Right. We move to the next story. This morning, the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Buba Ma, has assured Nigerians that the military is capable of containing banditry as they did with insurgency. He added that there was a need to support and encourage the armed forces following a viral video of bandits celebrating the capture of a military armored vehicle stopped in a park in Kashabawa, Zurmi local government area of Zamfara state. A statement by the agency spokesman, Femi Babafemi, stated this when the national coordinator of the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Major General Adamulaka, paid him a courtesy visit at the NDLEA's national headquarters. He urged Nigerians to stand with the military and other security agencies in the ongoing effort to end all security challenges facing the country.
Physical security, then social security, economic security, Nigerians are also asking for. And you know, it's really a very challenging time for Nigeria and Nigerians. God will save us, definitely. To this one, finally from me, the Economic Community of West African States has announced that $4 million has been allocated to support Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Mali, and neighboring countries grappling with the spillover effects of terrorism. The Director of Humanitarian and Social Affairs at the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Sintiki Tafa Ugbe, made this announcement at the opening of a two-day strategic engagement workshop in Abuja. Tafa Ugbe emphasized the ongoing challenges faced by West African countries, including conflict, terrorism, climate change, and food insecurity, and reaffirmed ECOWAS's commitment to bolstering member states' resilience and recovery efforts. That's all from me.
We've seen this body as a very great one over the years, and it has really come through for some of these countries that have been under attack in the years past. I mean, we saw Mali there, and you know, some other countries who needed immediate want from these people. We move now to the next story, which is the final one on this segment. President Bola Tinubu and Chinese President Xi Jinping on Tuesday in Beijing, China, exchanged ideas on ways of strengthening bilateral ties for the benefit of the citizens. To the end, both leaders agreed to build a high-level Nigeria-China community collaboration with a shared future. This was part of the fallout of talks between the two leaders during President Tinubu's official visit to China. Relations between China and Nigeria have indeed lasted for years and over half a century, and should be further strengthened to advance trade and economic development programs. Well,
yeah, that's
no doubt.
Yeah, that's an addition to our first story this morning.
Yeah.
No, is it the first story? Second story. Yeah, on China. As I said, you can't ignore China. You know, they are really expanding economically. You know, bringing their technologies to bear on other countries, and their influence too is something that you can't totally ignore. You need them in any country. Every country in the world needs the Chinese because of the rate at which they are growing and growing economically. You know, but then that still doesn't stop African countries from also being true to their originality.
I agree with you. You know, the impact in our economy cannot be overemphasized. When you talk about transportation, the Chinese are one people that we have over the years banked with to ensure good transportation system in the country. But I hope someday the relationship goes beyond just this visitation and making this agreement. You could also go to the extent of having some of our citizens trained over there to have minds like them, you know, and if possible, bring those minds back to the country to develop what we have here. Maybe,
we hope so. Okay, let's move on, and quickly we want to call on Engineer Abeokuta Fijabi to give us today's pep talk. Today's pep talk is on hard work. Certainly, hard work is what we need at this point in time. Every Nigerian individual has to find a way out of legitimate ways out of these the challenges we are facing in Nigeria. I mean, somebody said we need different streams of incomes, you know. But again, if you are doing that, it's got to be legitimate, you know, ways of making more money, you know, to run our individual economies. So, Engineer Abeokuta.